As when they arrived at the arena earlier on. Obviously amped up for tonight's game. Good evening and welcome to tonight's presentation of Noche La NBA, an annual tradition in the NBA celebrating diversity and culture, and always a pleasure to bring it to you. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Thanks very much. Now, Commissioner Adam Silver is continuing to push for the creation of an in-season tournament. He says the notion is to steal a page from European soccer. It's not the Larry O'Brien Trophy, but something secondary that teams care about. Something you'd see players go into that extra gear for. Kevin, back to you.
That's pretty intriguing, DA. That's an interesting story, and we thank you for giving it to us. The starters for the Utah Jazz. Lauri Markkanen is out there with Kelly Olynyk. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. Then there's Sexton. And for the Magic, in the post, it's Banchero and Carter Jr. Harris is the shooting guard. Wagner is the small forward. And it's Fultz in at the point guard position. And for Orlando, it's been a tough decade. We would agree on that. And Greg, they've only won 2 playoff games since 2012.
Well, they've only made the playoffs twice in that span as well. So they've got a lot of draft picks lined up in the next few years, and they need to make good on those high picks.
Now, here's Banchero. And Wagner has it in the corner. Tries again, and Carter lays it up and in.
Right there. I mean, Carter using his instincts and his motor to track down the miss and convert it into second chance points. That's just really good work.
Here's Clarkson, and he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game. That 3 off the mark. And Wagner's got the ball here for Orlando. And here's Fultz. He had 15 points last outing. Here's Banchero. 6 to shoot. 1:58 left to play in the first quarter. Now, here's Clarkson. And with the addition, Greg, of the play-in tournament, we're seeing more meaningful games here late in the season.
Yeah, we're seeing teams battle for positioning more than ever. You have multiple teams trying to secure that 6th seed to avoid the play-in.
Staying strong against the contact, playing right through it. Wagner fighting for that finish.
And you love seeing that great mobile one drive a second time.
And that's what a coach loves to see in a close game. Just put your head down and make something happen.
Now, here's Clarkson. His last outing, he had 18 points. And the dunk by Olynyk. 1:10 left here in the first quarter. Pass to Carter. The basket good off the assist from Fultz. Carter's got his second bucket.
Superb concentration from the big man there. Carter Jr. is experienced at converting difficult shots.
Clarkson against Harris. Olynyk, a screen on Harris. Here's Clarkson. And too long on the shot.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And the 3 off target. Jazz have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Wagner against Markkanen. Shot clock at 5. Clarkson outside. Sexton for 3. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
Substitution on the court.
Now Anthony, he averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. There's the triple. Good on the three-point shot.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
And so it's the Orlando Magic bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. We've got more in store for you right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Volanos. And when you consider how the Magic are doing, what do you think?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the energy, the effort defensively. They put it all out there in that opening quarter.
And so Sexton will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. 7-point differential. You know, GA, something you notice about this Jazz team, they love to shoot the three. Statistics tell you that, and they tell you that.
And Kevin, not only do they love it, they do it well. The two sadly don't always go hand in hand, but these guys can really hurt you from range when they get going.
The guard pair for them, Anthony and Suggs. Carter out there with Bol. And it's Okiki in at the small forward. This is out there for Orlando.
Oh, a nice pass that time by Suggs. I love his composure and presence.
Sexton against Anthony. Abaji, the pass to Sexton. Gay, a screen on Anthony. Here's Sexton. That's tipped, and he's able to get it back.
And that massive wingspan coming into play there. Ball uses it to perfection to block shots.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Orlando has a very young roster. Coach Jamal Mosley says, one thing I've said to them is dominate the simple. The more we can keep it simple, the better we'll be. Not overthinking things, just playing off instincts and reaction. Kevin, back to you.
The place to start. Makes a lot of sense. David, thanks. Here's Markkanen after the made shot from Cole Anthony. Gay sets the pick for Sexton. That one also a miss for him, just like the other three attempts this game. Now, here's Bol, defended by Sexton. Suggs kicks to Carter. Here's Bol. Lays it up off the glass. Bol's got the lead up to 13 now for Orlando.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now here's Markkanen. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And Markkanen can give you, Greg, a solid defensive effort at both the 3 and the 4.
And Kevin, many thought Markkanen was a defensive liability, but give him credit, worked hard to prove he wasn't. And while not a superb defender, he has become a plus defender for this team.
And the first one at the line is good.
And we've seen it for years. Despite their regular season success, the Jazz just unable to make much noise in the playoffs. Credit the front office for coming to terms with it and pivoting to a rebuild while they could get top value for their stars.
And Markkanen drops them both.
And the Magic have been one of the league's worst offenses in recent years. In fact, it's been over a decade since they've been average in that regard. Drafting a ready-made weapon in Paolo Banchero, they hope can help them take a step in the right direction. And guys, that strength will serve Banchero really well in the league, and we're starting to see signs of it already.
And there's already a loyalty aspect to Banchero's makeup, starting with the tribute to the city he grew up in.
He literally takes Seattle everywhere he goes. You look at the tat on his right bicep, it has the Seattle skyline, Mount Rainier, the street he grew up on. In terms of his character, that indicates deep roots and a solid foundation he can build on.
That free throw, good from Banchero.
An elite prospect with very few holes in his game. Banchero can score from all three levels, makes plays for others, terrific rebounder, and the list goes on and on.
Now, here's Clarkson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him.
Really a good free throw shooter. You'd like to see Clarkson get to the line even more because of that.
It's his first trip to the line.
At the line for the Jazz, Jordan Clarkson, taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. Good on the second free throw.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the stripe, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
Banchero, no good on the three. And so it's Orlando. 13 points up at the end of the period. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Back right after this.
Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. How about we start out with the Western Conference and how those teams are stacking up? It'll be interesting to see how the standings shake out as we move forward.
Can I ask you a question? How can a team be half a game back? It doesn't make mathological sense.
Well, they played more or fewer games, Shaq, than the team behind them.
Whole thing seems fishy. I'll have my people investigate it.
Let's turn our attention to that first half, which left a big deficit on the board for the Utah Jazz.
Well, we saw a whole lot of dribbling out there, Shaq. Dribble, 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 dribble. You know the saying. But not a lot of playmaking. It was like watching 5 individuals out there rather than a team. If you're not going to play together, you're at a major disadvantage.
And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. It's been quite a game for Cole Anthony.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
Well, we're not surprised by that. No more than what we've come to expect of him. He can adapt and adjust to anything a defense tries to throw at him.
Getting underway here in the second half. Here's Will Hardy's 5. Colin Sexton is out there with Jordan Clarkson. Then it's Lauri Markkanen. Then it's Kelly Olynyk. And that's a foul called on Lauri Markkanen. That's his first foul. Greg, when the postseason rolls around, the officials tend to let more go. More contact. More aggressive play. Is that the right approach?
Kevin, I think it is the right approach. And I'm a fan of letting the players play and blow the whistle when there's clearly an advantage created by either the offense or defense.
And it's Banchero missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Good on that shot. And with that, the Magic lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from Clarkson. Sexton against Fultz. 1:57 left here in the third quarter. Carter with a screen on Olynyk. 5 on the clock. And Carter with the basket on the assist from Banchero. Carter's got 6.
And smart ball movement there from Banchero. And that selflessness will endear him to his teammates.
Clarkson kicks to Markkanen. To the inside. It's stolen by Carter. Harris against Clarkson. Now the pass to Carter. No good from outside. Jazz trail by 13. And Wendell Carter Jr., Greg, one of the better rebounders in the NBA.
And Kevin, his numbers kind of sneak up on you. I mean, great job of clearing the glass and getting the break started. Still underrated as a rebounder, but is making a name for himself. He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then, because his shot making is not happening right now.
Now here's Fultz. No points in the game yet for him.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Back to Sexton. Pass to Clarkson. Lets it fly. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Clarkson's got 4 points this quarter. Banchero with the ball. And you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now. Fires the three. The shot that time, not on target. And so it's the Orlando Magic holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. We'll get right back to the action when we return. In a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there for him.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. The guard pair for them, Anthony and Suggs. Jonathan Isaac is out there with Wagner. And it's Okeke in at the 3 spot. That's who's out there for Orlando. Here's Suggs. Makes it off the glass. Suggs has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Magic. And that was another look at the fantastic Mobile One drive that happened a moment ago.
It's all about the ability to get 2 feet in the paint, whether it's creating for a teammate or for yourself.
The shot by Clarkson, no good. Orlando leading by 13. Here's Anthony. Ball stolen. Gay with it. Defended now by Wagner. Clarkson on the wing. He dishes it to Azubuike. Over Suggs. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Well, Orlando shooting about 59% from the floor offensively. They've been running without a hitch. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Here's Anthony. Got a piece of it. Hands of the ball is out of bounds. Clarkson touched it last. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Anthony. Rebound collected by Clarkson. And so Clarkson will bring it up for the Utah Jazz, trailing by 13. Another shot, and he lays it up and in.
And this is the advantage Clarkson has. I mean, he's a big combo guard and can convert through contact.
Magic have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. There's 1:17 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Suggs. Once again off the mark, Orlando. Jazz trail by 11. Gay passes to Clarkson. From deep. And out of bounds as the Magic will gain possession. So for the Magic, Banchero comes in for Isaac, and Wagner subbed in for Jalen Suggs. There's 53 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
And the clock is going to expire on them. An impressive all-around win
For Orlando.
This was a physical game.
Yeah, I mean, they were aware of the rotations defensively and were able to attack the rim.
And now on the year, this will take them to 28 wins.
And there's no victory sweeter than beating someone who's last beaten you. Tonight, they'll even things up at 1 apiece in their 3-game season series against the Jazz.
And you know, guys, what a nice performance it was for Wendell Carter.
You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
He's off on the first. So for the Magic, Bol, he's checked in for Banchero. Jonathan Isaac comes in for Franz Wagner. And Jalen Suggs is subbed in for Anthony. The Jazz also changing it up as Azubuike's checked in and Kelly Olynyk subbed in for Rudy Gay. And he's good on the second.
And that should be enough to get the job done, even though he didn't get all of it.
30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Olynyk. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
And really, the improvement as a finisher is noticeable for Kelly Olynyk.
Here's Houston. Wagner kicks to Suggs. Wagner with a screen for Suggs. That one good for 2.
Tell you what, I love when Suggs attacks the defense like this because he's so hard to guard when he's aggressively looking to get to the rim.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And now let's go over to David Aldridge from the sideline for an interview with our player of the game. Hey, David.
Thanks very much, Wendell. A big performance on the boards tonight. Did you expect to dominate like that coming into the game?
No, I didn't. I just wanted to come out, help my team any way I could. So, rebounds or not, I did what I had to do to help the team win.
You were a big part of it tonight, man. Thanks very much. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge,